If you're just starting your journey to financial independence, you cannot afford to miss this video, because by the end of this video, you'll know why financial freedom is a math problem disguised as a lifestyle problem, as well as the biggest trap in this journey that no one talks about, but will literally save you decades of your life. If you're new here, hi, I'm Yidan. I reached financial freedom in my early 30s. Now I'm a personal finance educator, and I'm here every single week sharing the exact lessons I learned so you can get there even faster than I did. Now, when people talk about financial freedom or building wealth, it really always comes down to three core pillars: your income, your investments, and your spending. There are no exceptions. But if you look online, it feels completely overwhelming. There are 1,000 different things you're told to pay attention to. The problem is, you only have so much time and energy. How are you supposed to spread your focus that thing and still get the best results? How do you actually split your energy between earning, spending, and investing in a way that gets you to financial freedom faster? Let's break it down into a simple focus formula. First thing first, your income matters far more than your investment returns, especially when you're just starting out. Say, if you have $50,000 invested, the difference between a 6 and the 8% return is only about $1,000 per year, but a $20,000 raise, that's a literal $20,000 straight into your pocket. This is because early on, your portfolio isn't just big enough for a few percentage points to make a meaningful difference. So your biggest asset at that time isn't how well your investment perform, it's your ability to earn. That's why spending years obsessing over optimizing your ETF portfolio while ignoring your career is just financial procrastination disguised as investing. So if you have a 9-to-5 and feel that you're underpaid, you need to fix it immediately, either by negotiating a raise hard or taking your skills somewhere else. I used to be an HR director, and I've sat on the other side of the table hundreds of times watching employees leave thousands, sometimes tens of thousands of dollars on the table just because they didn't know how to ask. If you want to learn the most effective and proven ways to negotiate your salary, I've made a full video breaking down my insider strategies. I'll leave the link in the description down below. Now, when it comes to investing, if optimizing your investment returns isn't the priority early on, what is? Simple. The goal is to spend as little time as possible on it while still locking in strong market-beating results. You don't want to waste hours analyzing the market, watching the news, or digging through complex financial statements just to bet your hard-earned money on individual stocks. History has proven time and time again, boring investing wins. By boring, I mean low-cost index funds, automated monthly contributions, and holding for decades. And that is the actual strategy. And it's not just me saying this. Look at the data. According to the S&P Dow Jones indices, over a 20-year period, more than 90% of professional active fund managers fail to beat the broader market. Think about that. These are professionals with millions of dollars, teams of analysts, and advanced financial models, yet they still lose to a basic index. So, as an individual investor, trying to beat them at their own game is likely a losing battle. Now, do index funds beat every single stock? No, of course not. But the problem with trying to pick the next winning stock is that you have to find it before anyone else does, and then actually hold onto it for decades. But let's be honest. Before the tech giants became the monsters they are today, they looked incredibly risky. Amazon crashed over 90% after the dot-com bubble. Apple almost went bankrupt in the 90s, and Nvidia has had multiple 50% plus drawdowns. The average investor simply doesn't have the emotional tolerance or the financial buffer to watch half of their money disappear and still stay invested. What if you are day trading or chasing short-term wins? Well, you're signing up to spend your life staring at stock charts, constantly guessing, and endlessly doubting yourself and risking it all. Instead, why not keep it simple? If you believe in the future of the economy, a low-cost S&P 500 index fund is a strong core holding. If you want more diversification, you can add international index funds, emerging markets, or bond index funds to smooth out the ride. Match it to your risk tolerance, set up automatic investing, and you're pretty much done. If you want a step-by-step breakdown of the exact fund and allocations that can make sense, I've got a dedicated video on that, which I will link below. The secret to this boring strategy is twofold. Start early and stay in the game. Stop waiting for the perfect time to buy. So many people wait for the market to drop or wait until they have a little bit more money saved and years just slip by. But the truth is, compounding needs time far more than it needs money. Starting at age 25 with just $200 a month will often completely destroy starting at age 35 with $400 a month. The biggest mistake you can make isn't picking the wrong index fund, it's waiting to start. And once you do start, stay in the game. Stop checking your portfolio daily. Stop reacting to the headlines. Automate your contributions so that your emotions never get a vote in your financial future, because the stock market doesn't reward intelligence. It rewards patience and a lack of panic. Now, earning and investing are only half the battle. That's just the money coming in. But you will never reach financial freedom if you spend every single dollar you make. So the other half of the story is your spending. Charlie Munger was once asked how to lead a successful life.
To spend less than you earn and invest shrewdly and avoid toxic people and toxic activities. And if you do all those things, you are almost certain to succeed.
His number one rule, don't spend more than you earn and invest the difference. It sounds simple, but it's the ultimate engine of financial freedom. In the personal finance world, it's called your investment rate, which is the exact percentage of your take-home pay that you put away to work for you. For example, if you bring home $5,000 a month and invest $1,000 of it, your investment rate is 20%. If you invest $2,500, your investment rate is 50%. And here is the mind-blowing truth. For many people, if your goal is financial freedom, then your investment rate often has a bigger impact on timeline than your income alone. Take a look at this chart. The x-axis represents your investment rate, and the y-axis shows the number of years it takes to reach financial freedom. Let's keep the math simple. We assume that your income and your spending stay consistent. Your investments grow at an average real return of 4% after inflation, and you plan to live purely off your investment growth without ever touching the principal. Okay, if you have a 20% investment rate, it will take you about 41 years to reach financial freedom based on the assumptions in this model. But look what happens if you adjust your lifestyle down a little bit and bump your investment rate up to 50%. You instantly cut decades off the timeline. You're free in just 18 years. And if you go even further and invest 70% of your income, then you can do it in just 11 years. Now, when you see the graph laid out like this, it becomes clear. Financial freedom is just a math problem disguised as a lifestyle choice. The speed at which you build wealth is mostly driven by your investment rate. Why? Because when you increase your investment rate, two things happen at the same time. First, you learn to live happily on less, which drops the amount of money you actually need to survive. Second, you have way more cash flooding into the market, working hard for you every single day. And those two forces work together to rocket you to the finish line. What this means in the real world is that a teacher making $60,000 a year who invests 50% of their income will completely outfreedom a corporate executive making $200,000 a year who only invests 10%. By the way, this chart is so powerful that I actually did a deep dive video on it. I'll link it down below if you're interested. Now, here is the best part. The timeline numbers on this chart are actually incredibly conservative. Remember that in this model, we assumed that you will only live off your investment growth and never touch your principal balance. But in the real world, most retirees safely spend out a portion, if not all of their principal over time. We also assumed that your spending stays exactly the same forever. But data shows that as people get older, their spending naturally tends to decrease. And finally, that chart assumes that you will never earn any single dollar from any type of work for the rest of your life. Because of all that, these timelines are worst-case scenarios. For most of you watching, True financial independence will actually arrive much sooner than the numbers suggest. In fact, there is a massive shortcut to financial freedom that can slash these timelines even more drastically. Most people fall into the trap of thinking that they have to grind, save, and invest for decades to hit a massive, magical net worth number. They think that they have to get rich first, then to finally be free. What they don't realize is that you can actually choose to be free first and then get rich later. Well, how does it even work? I made a dedicated video breaking down the exact strategy. Click right here to watch it, and I'll see you there.